You came on a few months ago with your new book about the carry trade and Australian
Yes.
housing, which I think was a
Yeah.
very, very thought-provoking show. And then we did another show more recently, which was a sort of another deeper dive and explaining more about why this is such an important issue. And we used the analogy in, I think, Star Wars at the time, which was quite
That's
good.
right. We did.
And today
Mm.
we're going to use the analogy of Terminator. So I love it.
The Terminator. Yeah. So I'm changing it a bit. So I'm calling it "Come with Me if you want to afford a home." Terminating the Australian housing crisis. So the reason that I'm doing this is, well, first of all, it's good to go back to the 1980s when talking about the housing crisis, because I think there's so many videos out there about the housing crisis now that it's kind of a bit dull. And I wanted to make, well, the housing crisis is as interesting and as fun as it can possibly be. So the action films of the 80s, they're things that I remember as a small boy. I'm a Gen Xer, so they were important to me, and they sort of communicated serious messages, I think. So today I sort of want to unpick the 1984 classic Terminator, which I think is very relevant to the housing crisis, and it's got something important to tell us. So beyond that, what I'm trying to do, this is still based on the last presentation that I did, but this one sort of zooms out a bit. And I want to try and get us to think differently about the housing crisis. I really want to sort of change the parameters of the discussion so that we come out of this and we've got a new poles that we can orientate ourselves around. So I'm trying to generate interest, but I'm using Terminator because it's about, it's a brilliant script. It's James Cameron, possibly, next to Aliens, possibly his best film. And it's about changing the unchangeable. It's about a protagonist, Sarah Connor there, who fights back against the impossible, and she becomes like the savior of humanity, basically. And she has to learn how to fight back. And Kyle Reese here tells her how she can go and become the savior of humanity. So that's kind of what I want to do. I want to really get into Terminator and talk about the housing crisis in these terms to make it interesting and to deliberately try and get people to think differently and to see the crisis differently and to see that they have options